Welcome to your favorite channel, where you'll learn everything you need to know to improve your health and lifestyle. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, so let's talk about something I think we've all experienced, that incredible feeling of calm you get when you're out in nature. Today we're going to dig into the science of why a simple walk in the woods isn't just relaxing, it can actually, physically, lower your blood pressure.
You know that feeling, right, when you step into a forest and it's like the noise of the world just fades away? But what if I told you that's not just a feeling? What if it's a real physiological event that doctors can actually measure happening inside your body? Well, there's actually a name for this. It comes from Japan, where back in 1982 they coined the term Shinrin Yoku. It literally translates to forest bathing, and the key idea here is that it's not about hiking or getting a workout. It's just about being there, soaking in the forest with all your senses. It's about connection.
Okay, so to really get how the forest helps, we first got to understand what it's working against. We need to pop the hood and take a look at our body's own internal stress machine. Think about our modern lives, the constant pings, notifications, the never-ending stream of information. They actually came up with the term for this back in the 80s, technostress. And this constant low-level hum of stress is a huge factor in a lot of modern diseases, especially hypertension or high blood pressure.
So, to get this, you need to know about your autonomic nervous system. The easiest way to think about it is like it has a gas pedal and a brake. The sympathetic system is the gas pedal. That's your fight or flight response. It revs the engine, jacks up your heart rate, and raises your blood pressure. Then you have the parasympathetic system. That's the brake. Its job is to slow everything down, to help you rest and recover.
And when that fight or flight system, the gas pedal, gets slammed to the floor, your body gets flooded with a cocktail of stress hormones. We're talking about adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol. And these guys are clinically proven to do one thing really well: crank up your blood pressure.
So if that's the problem, the body's stress response running wild, how does a forest fix it? Well, this is where it gets really cool. It's like nature steps in with its own powerful, all-natural prescription.
And what the research shows is that this isn't just some vague, feel-good thing. A forest environment tackles stress in three very specific ways. 1, it actively lowers the levels of those stress hormones. 2, it literally flips the switch in your nervous system, taking your foot off the gas and putting it on the brake. And 3, and this is my favorite part, you are actually breathing in special compounds released by the trees.
So let's talk about these compounds. They're called phytocides. These are basically airborne chemicals that trees release to protect themselves from insects and rot. You know that amazing fresh smell you get in a pine forest? That's what you're smelling. It's literally the scent of the forest's own immune system, just floating in the air.
But get this, it goes way beyond just smelling nice. When we breathe in these phytocides, they actually give our own immune systems a boost. They've been shown to increase the activity of our natural killer cells. These are the frontline soldiers that our bodies use to fight off viruses and even tumors. So you're not just relaxing, you're inhaling an immune system upgrade. How wild is that?
Okay, that all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But what about the proof? Let's look at the hard data, the actual numbers from studies that put this to the test. So what does the data say? Well, take a look at this number, 7 millimeters of mercury. This was the key finding, the average reduction in blood pressure for people with high normal blood pressure after just a walk in the forest. Let's put that into perspective.
And just to be super clear, that's not a drop in just one of the numbers. It's a 7-point drop in both the systolic and diastolic pressure, the top and bottom numbers. That is significant. It's enough to take a blood pressure reading from a worrisome high normal range right down into a much healthier one, all from a walk.
And as one of the world's leading experts in forest medicine, Dr. Ching Li, points out, this effect is on par with what you'd see from some blood pressure medications. Just think about that for a second. A similar benefit to a prescription drug, but with a very different delivery system.
And the results are just so consistent across the board. When you look at study after study comparing a walk in the city to a walk in the forest, it's not even a contest. In the forest, blood pressure, down. Heart rate, down. Stress hormones, way down. And that rest and recover system, it kicks into high gear. It's a total knockout.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? What does it mean for you and me? Well, it means all this science adds up to an incredibly practical and powerful health strategy that's available to almost all of us. I mean, just look at this side by side.
You have medications, which come with a cost and the possibility of side effects. And then you have forest bathing. The cost is zero. The side effects are, well, there are none. It's a pretty amazing prescription.
And hey, the benefits don't stop at blood pressure, not by a long shot. The research links time in nature to this whole cascade of positive effects. A better immune system, less stress, improved mood and sleep, even a better ability to focus. It's really a holistic health upgrade.
Now, here's what might be the single most important part of this whole story. You don't have to pack up and move to a remote wilderness to get these benefits. The good news for the 85% of us who live in cities and suburbs is that local parks, community gardens, even just streets lined with trees, they all work. It's like an urban forest, and it can deliver these same health benefits. So it kind of leaves us with this one final thought, doesn't it? In our super high-tech, high-stress world, we're always hunting for the next big thing in wellness. But maybe, just maybe, one of the most powerful medicines we have has been right here the whole time, waiting for us in the trees.
Here are some tips to help you have a healthy and strong body and mind. Remember that we upload videos every day.
All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of biohacking and longevity. So, can you really hack your own biology for better, longer life? The answer might be simpler than you think. Basically, it's about making small, measurable changes to your lifestyle to optimize your body and mind.
But biohacking isn't just one thing. It can be simple habits or even high-tech experiments.
To make sense of it all, we're going to use this pyramid of health optimization. Let's start at the bottom. So, here's the plan. We'll start with the basics and work our way up to the really cutting-edge stuff. Okay, level 1, the foundation. These are simple habits that give you the biggest bang for your buck. Things like fasting, quality sleep, and just getting outside. And guess what? They're basically free. But if you're gonna focus on one thing, make it sleep. It's the master key to your biology, seriously. Just following a simple routine like this can totally transform your sleep quality and how you feel every day. All right, level 2, using good stress. The idea is called hormesis. A little stress actually makes you stronger. Intermittent fasting is a perfect example. It's a popular way to improve your metabolic health. Temperature is another one. A quick blast of hot or cold can trigger some really powerful responses in your body. Get this, cold plunges can spike a key hormone by 200 to 300%. That's a huge boost for mood and focus. Okay, moving up to level 3. We're talking tech and supplements, and things are evolving fast here. Wearable tech is getting wild. We're seeing devices that can track hormones or even check your food for allergens. The supplement world is also getting smarter, with a big focus on longevity and brain power. These are the big players right now. They support things like cellular energy and brain function. And get this, at-home NAD plus injection pens. They bypass digestion for a much more direct hit. Now for the very top of the pyramid, the experimental frontier. This is where things get really interesting. We're talking DIY gene editing, tech implants. This stuff really pushes the boundaries of what it means to be human. But you gotta be careful. Even the FDA is warning about the serious risks of these unproven procedures. And remember, even safe stuff has risks. You absolutely have to talk to a doctor first. No exceptions. The key takeaway? Build from the bottom up. Master the basics before you even think about the advanced stuff. So biohacking is a powerful toolkit, but you have to ask yourself, where's the line between optimization and obsession?
If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can bring you better content. See you tomorrow with a new video.